Welcome back to the Dragon Den. My loyal Dragon Knights, King of Dragons 5000 is back with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Loosecollector's, the Crypt's, the Monster Hyde. Before we have a look at the figure, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Gundamit.com. Action figures, model kits, and other collectibles, check out Gundamit.com with a link in the description. And so here we have the Monster Hyde posed and out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's run through his accessories. The Monster Hyde comes with two very impressive head sculpts, as well as two sets of monstrous hands. He also comes with a top hat and a torn shirt accessory. So with his accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at the Monster Hyde. And so here we have a closer look at the Monster Hyde, and oh boy is he very monstrous. Not only is this figure big and massive, he's heavy and full of details. Taking a look at his head sculpt, Loosecollector has done a really good job with his face. His snarl looks very impressive, and I love his yellow eyes. And his snarling expression does show off his fangs, which look impressive. This particular head sculpt of the Monster Hyde has a full head of hair. The sculpt in his hair is fantastic and is accentuated with the paint apps in it. And coming down the sides of his head, he does have some mutton chops. Taking a look at his body, they did a very good job sculpting all his musculature. His massive torso has a lot of nice detail, from veins going down his neck stretching all across his torso. The striations in his muscles are done exceptionally well, and I love the detailing that they were able to put into it. His muscles are highlighted with this very impressive paint detail, which highlights all the recesses of his muscles. All that detail continues onto his back, where you can see more muscle striations and veins. His arms carry over that impressive detail, with the skin texture being very prominent here. All his muscles are bulging, which look really impressive, and the vein work on his arms is still really solid here. It all comes together with his very massive hands. The Monster Hyde's pants are nicely detailed, done in this really good shade of green plastic. The detailing on his pants is incredible, from the stitch work going on the seams all the way to his gold button on the front. And they did a really good job adding a dark wash just to highlight all those impressive details. His pant legs are torn and ripped perfectly, and they did a really good job sculpting all that detailing here. And his legs are also out of proportion and very muscular, where you can see all those veins popping out perfectly. And that impressive paint work throughout his muscles is done fantastic on his legs as well. And the Monster Hyde is standing on some very massive feet. His feet carry over that impressive skin texture, where we have more veins and more paint apps here on his feet. A nice little detail is that all his toenails are nicely sculpted as well. So altogether, the Monster Hyde is not only a really beefy figure, but a very well detailed one at that. So with his details out of the way, let's compare the Monster Hyde to our usual suspects. Here we have the Monster Hyde posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and DC Multiverse Superman. Mattel's WWE Elite Series and Mezco's 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. The Lightning Collection White Ranger and the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. Here we have the Monster Hyde posed next to several other Loosecollector action figures. Here we have the Monster Hyde posed next to a Marvel Legends Incredible Hulk. And finally, the Monster Hyde posed next to the Diamond Select Immortal Hulk. So as you can see, the Monster Hyde is indeed a monster when it comes to scale. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's have a look at the Monster Hyde's articulation. The Monster Hyde has a ball joint in the head and a hinge in the neck. Arms go out to the side and do a full 360. Swivel at his bicep and a single bend in his elbow. Swivel hinge at his wrist, ball jointed upper torso, and a swivel at his waist. Legs kick forward, go back, out to the side, and have a thigh swivel. He has a double bend in his knee, a hinge in the ankle, forward facing pin, and a toe hinge. So despite being a very massive figure, the Monster Hyde has some incredible articulation. So with everything said and done about the monster Hyde, let's get him posed for my final thoughts. The Loosecollector Monster Hyde is an incredible figure in terms of sculpt and paint applications. The detailing throughout his skin is done fantastic, and I love the fact they were able to sculpt all these veins in his neck, torso, arms, and legs. Add to it the shading done here on his muscles do a really good job just showcasing how much detail is in each and every part of this figure. Not to be outdone, but his clothing is also nicely detailed and textured just as nicely. The head sculpts on the Monster Hyde are also done very well. I love both of them, and it's really hard for me to say which one I want to display him with. The bald head does have an added scar on his left eyebrow, and you can see that the hat does fit on this particular head. The one major drawback to this figure is he is quite massive and quite heavy. The figure doesn't have an issue standing, it's moving his joints that might be an issue. And because the Monster Hyde is such a heavy figure, Loosecollector actually made his joints tighter and stiffer than your average action figure. This makes moving some joints rather difficult, so do use caution when moving them around because you might be inclined to use added pressure. But overall, he has a great sculpt, great paint apps, and overall just a very well made figure. If you are looking to add the Monster Hyde to your collection, he is available for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, but order him soon because he is prone to sell out very quickly. And before we wrap up this video, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, GunDammit.com. GunDammit has a huge catalog of action figures, model kits, and other collectibles, so definitely check them out with the link in the description of this video. So with that being said, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out all my other action figure and Loosecollector videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my fellow Dragonites coming from the Dragon Den, I'm KingofDragons 5000 reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.